investing class, call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. I also like to make it easy for everybody. You can text. Everybody texts. Al, do you text messages today?
I tried that once.
One time?
It actually worked.
It works. You can text the word invest to the number 484848. Make sure you're going to receive a link back for the free investing class. Make sure to register for that. When you attend, you're going to get that financial quick start kit. And Al, you want to get into kind of a different type of topic here. There's a lot of people that, listening right now that are not reaching their investment goals or their financial goals. And that's really everywhere. You see that in every country, really. And you help a lot of people here in Minnesota with having the potential to reach their financial goals. So what are some of the things that you're doing right now to help them reach that? But I want you to kind of elaborate on what is keeping them from reaching those goals too.
Yeah, well, let me elaborate a little bit on what I kind of finished that last segment with. I said that the basic trading in its basic form is just the transfer of assets from the accounts of people that don't know what they're doing into the accounts of people that know what they're doing. So what about the people that know what they're doing? Who are they? Well, they're the people that either know how to time changes in price, or they're the people that are creating that change. And the people that are creating the change, that's just simply the smart money, the big institutions, the big Wall Street banks.
The Buffetts of the world.
The Buffetts, the people with billions or trillions of dollars, which can easily move the price of something or change the direction of the price. So those are the people that are creating the change. Now, the people that are able to time those changes, those are people that have the knowledge and the skills to time the changes or price movement with a high degree of accuracy, simply by following what the people that are creating the change are doing. Keep it simple. What is the smart?
Method.
Yeah, KISS. And we say keep it simple, smarty, not the other way. But again, keep it simple. What is the smart money doing? Do the same thing. Trade like a pro or trade like an amateur. Who do you think is going to win? So we talked about, or I mentioned in that last segment, we wanted to talk about why people aren't reaching their full potential. Well, one reason is because the public is taught to buy when selling might be the best move. So when that smart money, the people that are moving the market, when they want to buy something, they have to convince somebody to sell, right? There's two components to a trade. And if they want to sell something, they have to convince someone to buy. The smart money, the pros, one of the rules that they follow, and they follow it strictly, is to buy low and sell high. So if they're buying low and they have to have somebody else sell low to them, who is it? Who's doing that? That's the public. That's the amateurs. If they want to sell high, which is what they do, they need to have somebody to buy from them. Aren't those people buying high the exact opposite of what you should do? Again, that's the public. And yet, one of the other things that really has kept people from reaching their potential is they're really only taught to follow one strategy. It's a buy only one direction strategy. And the emphasis is on getting in the market, just getting in and just holding for the long term. Now, the pros, the smart money, the successful, they aren't always active either. Sometimes it requires some patience. Even Warren Buffett said this. He said the stock market is a way to transfer money from the impatient to the patient. And right now, he's holding over $200 billion. He's patient. He's waiting for it because he knows there are some values coming. Should we be concerned about something? Well, let's look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, so far in 2021, has dumped a whopping $5.5 billion of its equity assets. In other words, they have gotten rid of 25%, a quarter of their stock portfolio.
That's crazy.
What does that tell you?
That's an indication, I think.
Yeah, the last time they did that, 2007, 2008.
What happened after that?
Well, unfortunately, if you were in the market back in that time period, you know what happened. It was probably a disastrous time for your portfolio.
Think about that for a second. If they are dumping assets, money, that's what we call assets, money.
Sure, right.
They are getting rid of positions at all-time highs, right? And they're also accumulating, or I guess marketing, and all these new investors are coming into the market right now at all-time highs. Do you think they're manipulating people, which Al was talking about that earlier, is how the public is typically buying in the wrong place?
Yep.
We're not saying it's going to crash right now, but do you think you need to be protected? Now might be a time to start doing that. Think of it this way. If it's going to rain, I like to give this analogy from time to time. If it's going to rain, you don't want to have to run to Home Depot and grab your umbrella after it started to rain. You want to have that umbrella, be prepared. Do the same thing with your investment accounts. Be prepared for any market condition and understand how core strategy actually works and moves the markets. And Al teaches investing classes here in Bloomington on how to time the change in prices, how to time with degree of accuracy to have the potential to make better investing decisions. So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to this class. Call 952-814-4410. These are physical classes. I always ask people, why did you come in? They say, I needed a physical place to learn how to manage my capital and make better decisions. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll receive a link back. Make sure to follow the link to register for the free class and the Financial Quick Start Kit. So, Al, we talk about it a lot, and Americans are starving for income. They just don't have enough. And there are avenues people are searching into to close that gap. And the stock market is one of those gaps, or those avenues. But there are also other markets. When we say the stock market, there's the financial markets. Talk about these other markets that allow leverage, potentially trading any time of day, but to have income potential.
Yeah, well, remember that the banks out there, the Wall Street banks, the pros, they're multi-asset and multi-directional in their trading. And what I mean by that, the multi-directional means that they know how to benefit from the market, whether it's going up, down, or sideways. And by multiple assets, we're talking about different assets other than just the stock market that they know have some benefits that the stock market doesn't provide, especially for their short-term trading. We're talking about markets like the futures market, the foreign exchange market. Those are 24-hour markets, and the options market. The great thing about them is that they provide leverage. And maybe the analogy that most people would understand is a mortgage. That gives you leverage. You put a smaller amount of money down, and you own a home that may be worth 10 times the amount that you put down. You can do the same thing in the financial markets. You can have a smaller upfront investment that can control a much larger investment using leverage that the brokers are willing to give you. And we don't want to confuse you with that. We talk about that in these classes. We'll go over leverage and go over, how it can benefit you. And the important thing, because a lot of you probably are saying, wait a second, if leverage can help you, can't leverage hurt you? Well, anything you do in any of the financial markets, regardless of what it is, has that potential for it to go against you. So what do you need to do? And this is one of the things that I'm saying is keeping people from reaching their full potential. They don't know how to protect their investment. And that's the number one thing we teach is just how to protect your assets.
Yeah, Al, do you wear a seatbelt when you go drive your car?
Every time.
And then you do protect your portfolio every time.
Sure.
You should protect everything that you have.
Yeah, and I don't know that I'm going to have an accident, but I'm going to wear that seatbelt. I don't know that I'm going to have an accident, but I have insurance on my car.
Exactly.
I do know that my portfolio is going to have an accident at some point in time because they all do. Every regardless of the asset you're in, it's going to go through cycles, and there will be times when it's not going in the direction that you want it to go.
That's why you have strategies for up markets and down markets. So your portfolio isn't actually at risk. You're protecting those investments with different strategies.
Right. And they're just opportunities in different directions. But a proper plan, a proper investment plan should have you not worrying or thinking about what the market's doing because you know exactly how to respond to what's happening and you're already positioned. If you're wrong, cut your losses. Don't stay in something just hoping that it comes back. And that's another mistake that people make. People think if they just hold on to something miraculous is going to happen. It's going to turn around and end up being the best trade you've ever made.
I once did that with a girlfriend. I held on to her too long, and it just ruined my life.
Yeah, well, that's a story for another time,
yeah, exactly.
I guess.
Probably not for on air.
Yeah, but while you're waiting for that losing trade to come back, there are a whole bunch of other ones that are winning trades that you could be in. So check your emotion at the door, check your brain at the door, and just follow what is moving price. Because short term, you're really not looking at the long-term growth of a company if you're trading for income, for short-term income. We're looking at the movement of the stock, the price movement of the stock. That's why it's so important to know who moves the price, how to identify where that is, where they're doing that, so you can be positioned to take advantage of it. We do that by showing you how to read a price chart, very much like a radiologist reads an X-ray or an MRI. Everything you need to know is on that price chart. And basically, it's like they're telegraphing. The smart money out there is telegraphing to us where their next move is going to take place, whether it's buying something or selling something. Gives you a great opportunity to be positioned, again, to basically do the same thing the smart money's doing, but be positioned to do it before they do it.
Yeah, when you're talking about having multiple tools, it kind of reminded me of a story. I went on a dinner last night on the Mississippi River, and was getting off the boat and went back. I was getting late. I was getting tired. Time to go home and go to sleep. And I go in my car and nothing. Battery was dead.
Oh boy!
I don't know how that happened, but I mean, it was a good deal, a good thing when I'm changing my battery after I got. Obviously I jumped it and got home, but changing my battery. If I went in my toolbox and only had a hammer, I don't think I was going to be able to change that battery. But you have socket sets, you have wrenches, and that's multiple tools in a toolbox.
Yep.
Same thing in your investing. You need multiple tools like futures, like Forex, like options to make better investing decisions. So it's the same concept, it's just different, right? And you teach investing classes to help people make better investing decisions and have multiple tools in their toolbox, right? So I want to invite people to this investing class. We do these here in Bloomington. They're free. They're only 2 hours. And the best part about this, you get to meet Al. Al teaches these here on Wednesdays, Saturdays. So callers 1 through 10. If you want to start in a physical setting to learn how to make better investing decisions, you got to call in right now. You can call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. You can also text. I like to make it easy. Text the word invest to the number 484848. Do that right now. You'll receive a link right back to register for that free class. You're also going to receive the retirement planner when you attend, so make sure to register for that class so you can get that. Al, what do you got coming up next?
Well, let's talk about what can you do if the retirement you live is not the retirement you have planned for.
Ooh, that sounds a little interesting. How to I guess, reach your potential in retirement goals. Once again, for 2 tickets, call 952-814-4410 or text the word invest to the number 484848. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We'll be right back.